Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Liam here, and I have an incredibly interesting video here. I want to show you the difference between being ready for when you get sick and not being ready for when you get sick. Okay, so let me just quickly break this down for you. Hopefully you should be able to see my screen. Okay, so this first of all, thanks Jamie for sending this to me. Jamie is someone who's a member of the Silencers. He had tinnitus for a long time, and now his tinnitus is basically gone. He's got a tiny bit left. I've shown his testimonial before in text form. Okay, so man sent home with painkillers. Next day, he's on life support, and doctors are forced to amputate his limbs. Sounds like somebody you know, right? Similar sort of thing. Okay, so I had flu-like symptoms. I already read the whole article, so I'll break it down for you. I'll put the link below so you can go and check it out yourself. Okay, this is just incredible. Okay, so I'm going to actually skip ahead and show you the pictures. What does that look like? It's exactly... Okay, hold on. It is exactly the same as yours truly. And also, we had strep. So what do the doctors think I had? Strep or staphylococcus? What does that look like? I don't know if you can see that or not, but what does that look like? Okay. Now it looks pretty rough, but it's still getting better. See, it's encroaching there. It looks really rough, but it's getting better every week. Okay. Put that on later. This is just so insane. So you can see here, his fingers were as bad as mine were in the beginning. So he's got this here, okay? So, and they look pretty thin and dead on the end. Mine weren't that thin. I still had the robustness, thank God. Okay, so look at this. His hands and feet turned black. Thankfully, doctors saved his life, but his hands and feet suffered permanent damage. Doctors had to treat Kevin by giving him drugs, which redirected blood from his extremities to his brain and other organs. That is exactly what happened to me. They gave me the same thing. They gave me adrenaline, okay? And the body just does that as well, okay? Breen's hands and feet started turning black, meaning the tissue was dying. So doctors amputated his legs below the knee, his entire left hand, and some of the fingers on his right hand. Jesus Christ, okay? So slipped in a septic shock. I had septic shock, okay? When Kevin, what his name was? I thought his name was, oh, it's his last name, I guess. When Kevin was admitted to hospital and doctors discovered the bacteria, same as me, they had to flush his abdomen when he was slipping in a septic shock and was in danger of being killed by his body's own immune system, okay? Doctors tested Kevin for strep again and it came back positive. Now, I was tested, they cultured my blood and they didn't find anything. So they didn't find... Make sure you can see me. They didn't find strep and they didn't find staphylococcus, but basically you can see it was the same thing. It could have even been strep that I had, okay? So you can see how insane this is, okay? Now this is him getting better. That's great. Good on him. Oh, I mean, look at that. I mean, that's fucked. That is so bad. That could have been me, basically. That could have been me, okay? If I wasn't eating meat, basically all meat diet, if I wasn't fasting, if I wasn't getting lots of sunlight, if I wasn't extremely healthy, if I wasn't meditating, if I wasn't exercising, if I wasn't sleeping properly, okay, if I wasn't eating organs, I would have been probably dead or I would have just had everything amputated. Now, here's the thing. The doctors, it didn't say they let the demarcation take place. So you know how when I was sick, I said, you know what, I can fix this with meat, I'm going to fix this, and I fucking did, okay? My hands this is just going to come off. You see this? It's just about to fall off, but it's just attached in there, so I'm not going to rip it off. And the feet, even though they look black, okay, they're getting better and better and better. And on the back, it's getting better and better and better, and eventually they'll fall off. And maybe I'll lose like a little bit of the end of like one or two toes on each feet, but most of them are going to survive. Pretty amazing considering I should be dead or I should have had my hands and feet cut off. Now the doctors probably gave him the same thing as me. They said, look, what's his name again? Forgot his name. Kevin. They said, look, Kevin, here's the deal. Your hands and feet are basically dead. May as well just cut them off now. Otherwise, it could get worse or the gangrene could spread to you. And he said, you know what? You're the doctor. You do your thing. Except there's a difference between me and Kevin. I did the research and I was healthy before I got sick. Not saying he's any different bad person for doing that. It's very unfortunate. And he's just probably a law-abiding, tax-paying, whatever dude, and he's like, well, I'm going to listen to the doctors. But fortunately, I knew that the doctors were talking shit, and I knew if I cut off my hands and feet, then I knew that I shouldn't do that, because there's always a chance if I fix my diet. And my hands looked like this. That was my fucking hands, okay? Just these black claws. It's like looking at my own hands. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, someone sent me this. I was like, holy cow. Like, you can see why I'm talking so fast and quickly. Guys, this is the difference if you understand health. If you understand that doctors don't know everything. You understand that doctors are not in the prevention of disease, nor are they in the curing of disease, okay? They are in, there's a great quote. It's like, doctors are really good at giving you the drugs that you pay for until nature takes its course and fixes you. That's basically it. So yeah, I'm going to get the painkillers from the doctor because my feet bloody hurt, okay? And without the painkillers, it would be excruciating. I'm not going to eat a steak and the pain's going to go away. There's a limit, all right? So I take the pharmaceuticals, I take the painkillers, I offset them by having iodine and selenium, so the bromine and the halides don't wreck my thyroid and give me problems, as I did basically from day 15 onwards in the hospital. Iodine and selenium, it's a big part as to why I'm almost better. And by the way, if you haven't seen my hands, this is them now. If you compare them to previous photos and videos, I mean, it's like night and day. This is just about to come off now. And this is just so incredible to me that this is basically it is exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same thing that happened to me. It's exactly the same. And yet this guy's life is fucked now, and my life is going to be completely fine. My hands are fine. I didn't lose any hands. He lost most of his... He's basically a quadruple amputee, and I mean, he's got young kids. I mean, that's just such a shame. That is just such a shame. And who knows what would have happened if the vascular doctors, they would have been the vascular, would have just left it and just seen what happened. Because nature can do some amazing things. And if you just take a step back and realize that most of the time, doctors are wrong. Jonas von der Planet said that. If you do the opposite of what doctors say to do, generally that's the right thing to do. And so far in my fucking life, that's been 100% true. 100 per fucking cent. I mean, this just makes me angry. Like, look at this. Like, imagine if I don't know what the situation was when he was there. I can see it here. But just imagine if he waited. I mean, to me, it looks like he could have saved still some of that. His thumb looks fine. He could have saved this, probably lose a little bit of a tip there, probably save this whole finger, that whole finger. It's just infuriating. Fuck you, the doctors, and this whole medical situation. All right, have a good day, guys.